Hey, good morning. It's nice to see ya. I'm so glad you're here today. Here's the star of your show, Daniel. Good morning, you guys. Today's Friday, and here's what we're going to do today. I wrote it out in cursive. March 20th checklist. Everybody should now have their own checklist. That's something that I think I learned how to do on Google Classroom. I can't guarantee it, but I think I learned how to do that. So as you go about your day, please get out your checklist and check off the things. That way you know you did the whole assignment, like each assignment for the day. And please have your parents check it with you. I'm going to send out an email to parents and just let them know, like, hey, your kids have a checklist. I'm not in the room with them, but hopefully you are sometimes. Please make sure they're doing their work. And I'm not giving you that much work. And it's good for you to have something to do anyway during the daytime. So this is what we're going to do today. We're going to do read for 30 minutes. That's something that you should know about doing by now. Next up, listen to today's read aloud, The Dreamer. This book is getting better and better, and the art in it is really good. And I've linked the art up so you can check it out. Next up, finish editing your grandparent interview and then share with a classmate for peer editing. So on your Google Doc, you can choose to share with a classmate whose email you should already have on your Google Doc, because probably you shared something with them before, and you just say, share, who do you want to share it with? And then read each other's finished or nearly finished grandparent interview, and then they might have some good ideas for you. Remember, you want to be making sure this looks like something that might go in the newspaper with paragraphs, not just one big paragraph, but like 4, I think. It tells you in the checklist that I sent yesterday. Make sure you can check off all of those individual things for the grandparent interview, because you want to be able to share that with your grandparent, and you want them to see it, and you want them to think, 1, my grandchild is amazing and loves me, and 2, they're becoming a really good writer. Check it out. They're using paragraphs, commas, quotes. Whoa, and they're only in the 4th or 5th grade. They're going to be impressed, and you want them to feel impressed by you and your writing. So please take some time and make sure that it looks good at the end, and check all of your capitals, and make sure your parents look at it with you. Don't just finish it without having your parents look at it with you. It's really important to let your parents look at it with you. And maybe it's not a grandparent. Maybe it's a friend or older aunt or uncle. That's totally fine too, like I said before. Okay, next up is write a cursive letter to a classmate, friend, relative. Remember how we shared all of our addresses with each other on that shared Google Doc from, I believe it was Tuesday? So if you haven't, please go back and find that and put your name in there, and somebody might write you a letter. Choose a classmate who you'd like to write a letter to, and write a letter to them. Please make sure it has at least 6 sentences in it, and that it's in cursive, your best cursive. We now have vocabulary linked up with our Classroom, our Google Classroom. So I assigned a vocabulary video on quotations. And watch that, and then take the quiz, please. That's going to be a review, and vocabulary is always fun. So check that out. Brain boost, make sure you're moving around. Do some jumping jacks, some arm movements. Get your blood moving, get your body moving. That's good for your brain. We got math. Check out the math website. Newsela. Please make sure that you are reading one Newsela article and taking the quiz. If you need the class code, it's right there on your checklist. Art. We've all got art projects that we're doing with Melissa. Make sure you're doing that. And then the last thing on there is wellness. Slow down and take 6 deep breaths when you feel stressed. You can feel your body relaxing, which relaxes your brain. This is something you can do many times per day. It's really healthy to have a relaxed brain and body. So that's something that I do all the time, and I don't do it enough because you can never do it enough. So if you're ever feeling stressed out, that's just one breath. Do that 6 times. I like to breathe in my nose and breathe out my mouth. You always want to breathe in through your nose because that cleans the air. Once you do that 6 times, you're going to feel really relaxed in your body. And when your body's relaxed, your brain's relaxed. And when your brain's relaxed, your body's relaxed. And they're all connected. Your brain and body are connected. And whenever you feel stressed out, remember you can always do that and you'll relax yourself. And it's really good for your brain and body to be relaxed and to not feel stress. So you don't want to let the stress take you and make you start going like this with your heart and breathing quickly, because that makes your brain start freaking out like, oh my gosh, I'm under attack. You slow down, your brain relaxes and says, oh no, I'm doing great. I'm feeling good. So do that every day. The only other thing I want to talk about is while you're writing your grandparent interview, make sure, please, you're using paragraphs. And remember, when do we change paragraphs? We change them when we're talking about something different. If you just looked at a newspaper article and it was just one paragraph all down the page, you would never read it. It would just look intimidating and you'd be like, no way, I'm not reading that. Or a book like that, forget about it. You would never even look at it. The paragraphs let the reader relax a little bit and know, oh, okay, now I'm starting a new paragraph. They're going to be talking about something a little different. Maybe they're talking about a new person or a new place. Maybe it's a different time, like now it's the next day. Maybe it's a new speaker. Now this person's speaking, now this person's speaking. Each time they give you a new paragraph, and it lets the reader be a little bit more relaxed as they read to kind of understand, oh, something's changing. It just lets the reader know something's changing now. So I'm going to show you last year's paper. Is called Breaking News. I found this in my house. And I'm going to show you, I'll just read, this was one where the kids actually got to draw their parents, which is pretty cool. I'm going to read you the one Jack wrote about his mom, Julian. And it looks a lot like our grandparent interviews. Last year we did parent interviews. This year we did grandparent interviews. Okay. Julian by Jack. My mom's name is Julian Kirby. She was born in Portland, Oregon in 1973. As a kid, she lived in Portland. The elementary school she went to was Sabin Elementary. Her school was in Portland, Oregon. As a kid, so he changes paragraphs there because now he's talking about what she liked to do as a kid. As a kid, she loved to do campfire, dance, gymnastics, and summer camp. She loved doing them with friends. Here comes the quote. You can tell because of the quotation marks. This is what she told him. Like most kids, I tried to spend as much time with my friends as possible, and these activities were a good way to do that. Period, quotation mark. Her best friends' names were Elizabeth and Julia. In 5th grade, Julia moved to New York, and my mom flew by herself to go see her. Now, new paragraph because he's talking about now. So he was talking about her as a kid. Now he's talking about her as an adult. New paragraph. Now she likes spending time with friends, working out, going to Mexico, and spending time at the coast. She likes that in these activities she gets to spend time with friends and family. When I asked why she enjoys these things, she said, quotation mark, I love my friends and family, period, quotation mark. Notice how the quotation marks go around what she said, and there's a comma before it. My mom has a lot of favorites. Her favorite food is crusty bread. Her favorite movie is The Wizard of Oz. Her favorite team is the Portland Thorns. Her favorite animal is the doggy, and her favorite book is To Kill a Mockingbird. That's a really good article by Jack. And I would probably go a little further and have a concluding paragraph that says, that is some information about my mom. She's an awesome person, or something like that. But notice how he's using paragraphs. You want to do that too. Last thing I want to say is spring break's coming up. Please, even though it's spring break, make sure you continue to play your instrument, ukulele, and make sure you continue to read. Those are really important. Newsela is always up there. You could be sharpening your math skills with Prodigy. That's all for now, guys. Keep rocking and rolling. You guys are great.